This is my very first drive in the Rivian R1S. I'm going to give my honest opinions compared to the Tesla Cybertruck. So very first impression when I get in the door, the handle, it squeaks. Like that's not a good first impression. Okay, so to put this vehicle into drive, we have to kind of go back to the past and use a physical gear selector. Not something Tesla has done for a while. The Rivian has this bird's eye view of the vehicle, so it makes it very easy to see. Now, first impression is that this Rivian is not a Tesla Cybertruck, and I say that in a bad way. When you turn the steering wheel, you have to turn it so much. Steer-by-wire and rear-wheel steering has me so spoiled. Like, this just feels like I'm going back in time. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a smooth experience. It kind of feels like I stepped back a decade. I love that there's a blind spot camera when I turn on the turn signal. That is great. And I guess I have to give points to the Rivian that we have a driver display. That's something the Tesla Cybertruck doesn't have. Now, one important test. Whew, that was fun. It was different. Did you hear that noise? It kind of screamed a little bit. It didn't feel as powerful as the Cybertruck, though. Also, the ride quality on the Rivian just is not as smooth as the Cybertruck. I feel a lot of the bumps. It's bouncy. Yeah, it feels like I'm riding in, like, Papa's truck going down a dirt road. He's taking me to school type vibes. It doesn't feel like super smooth and alien technology type thing. Yeah, that turning, you just have to put in so much effort with this giant wheel. Oh, this is a great test because the Cybertruck has the rear wheel steering plus steer-by-wire. So this is a good test. Just doing like a U-turn. Let's just see. I mean, that wasn't horrible. The rotation of the wheel, though, is a lot. Ugh, gosh. You just feel stuff in this. I never thought I would be saying this, but the Cybertruck feels like a very luxurious ride. I guess because it has those giant tires, it absorbs a lot of the bumpiness. Plus, the Tesla air suspension is pretty good, too. This is the R1S second generation, and it's supposed to have new and improved air suspension. But I don't know. The 360 view does make it nice when parking. I will give it that. I will give it points to that. Tesla has a vision-based park assist, and it's just very much in beta. So I hyped up the Cybertruck big in my Rivian Drive. I just want to show you. This is why I love the Cybertruck so much. So I just put my foot on the brake. We are now in drive. That easy. Now what you can do is pull up the front-facing camera to easily see where you're going. But we also have this 3D park assist, which I did say I liked the Rivian's better. But the Tesla one isn't horrible. It's just in beta right now. It's not perfect. But it is visualizing the world very well. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but like this has the steer-by-wire and rear wheel steering, so it's very effortless to steer. I don't have to turn the wheel very much at all. A lot of people have beef with the buttons on the wheel, but I don't mind them. So to do the turn signal, you have to press a button, but the button is very tactile and clicky, and it also brings up your blind spot camera just like the Rivian. Now, one thing about the Cybertruck I don't like, there is kind of blind spots. Like, I don't know if you can see this glass right here. This little triangle, it is kind of hard to see, especially if you're going around very sharp corners. You just have to make sure you're on your side of the road, because I've had cars kind of just like pop up on me. So here is a cul-de-sac. Let's see if the Cybertruck can do it better than the Rivian. Like, look at that. Effortless. And you see how much I didn't have to turn the wheel? There isn't much play. You don't turn the wheel very far, and you can do maneuvers that you would do in a normal vehicle, doing like hand over fist type thing. That's why I love the Cybertruck. It's that steer by wire, which is like magical. So this is how I reverse. You just swipe back on the touchscreen. It's very easy. You can see everything with the cameras. Like I'm driving a giant truck, and it doesn't even feel like it. So I know this isn't the safest way to drive, but I find myself driving like this a lot, and it's actually very convenient. My thumb can reach this wheel to turn volume up and down. I can go left and right for my music, and my fingers have access to the buttons on the turn signal. So I can basically drive one-handed, control everything. If I had like a stock for the turn signal, it would be hard to do one-handed, right? So let me demonstrate. So this is my normal driving position. My thumb is hitting the right turn signal button, doing that effortlessly. And now I just turn. And then we're going to put on my turn signal button again and just turn. And with steer by wire, it is just so simple. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but the ride has not been bumpy at all like the Rivian. The Cybertruck is just on a whole nother level. And I know it's hard for you to believe me because, you know, I am a Tesla fanboy. The Cybertruck is my 5th Tesla. And maybe if I was comparing like the Model X to the Rivian would have a chance. But the Cybertruck isn't the Model X, and the Cybertruck isn't like any other vehicle. Now, obviously, a lot of people don't want a truck. So I'm hoping that they bring the Cybertruck technology to an SUV in the future, to a sedan in the future. If they can bring this Cybertruck technology to a smaller vehicle like the Model 3, it's going to feel like you're hacking reality because it will be so effortless to control. And this is the Cybertruck's 3D Park Assist using cameras only. Like I said, the Rivian does seem a little bit more practical, but it can visualize my entire garage. It told me when to stop. It's not the best, but it actually is helpful to me. If you have $100,000 burning a hole in your pocket, I would suggest the Cybertruck every single time. It has steer-by-wire, it has rear-wheel steering, it's going to get full self-driving. The software experience is just so matured and better than the Rivian. It's such a smooth drive. Now, that's not going to stop some of you. Some of you just want a Rivian. Maybe you don't want to support Elon Musk, which I think is silly, but you do you. They're both really good vehicles, but I feel like the Cybertruck is just miles ahead of everybody.